Hello, welcome back, and as always, I hope you're doing well. Right, now I know what you're thinking. Strike me, what has Pink Floyd got to do with Bruce Lee? Well, I'm going to let you know. As you know, I've been digging into the soundtracks and music cues of the Bruce Lee movies, and the first 3 LPs, Big Boss, Fist of Fury and Eye of the Dragon, it literally is a minefield, guys. It really is. There's so many music cues taken from all over the place. So I thought I'd start with, believe it or not, the easiest one first. Now, as you know, the Big Boss is very unique soundtrack-wise compared to all the other Bruce Lee movies, because there was 3 different soundtracks. Obviously, you've got the first one, which was the Joseph Koo Wang Fu Ling Japanese soundtrack from 1974, released on Tam Records. The second was the Peter Thomas Sound Orchestra from 2010, released on Stage and Screen, which was updated in 2020 with the fantastic revised edition on All Scores Media. But the third one is not on any physical media as far as I'm aware. It's not on CD or vinyl. But it's the Cantonese mix that can be found on the Arrow disc. I think it's track 4 on the audio. And it says on Wikipedia, the third score is the 1982 Cantonese release score, which primarily features music from Golden Harvest composer Joseph Koo. I don't know why Wang Fu Ling wasn't mentioned there. However, a good portion of Koo's music in the Cantonese version was originally created in 1974 for the Japanese theatrical release of The Big Boss, which was half Koo's music and half Peter Thomas's. Golden Harvest simply took Koo's music from the Japanese version and added it to the Cantonese version. Aside from this version is most infamous for its use of Pink Floyd music cues from Grand Visa's Garden Party Part 2, Echoes, On the Run, I couldn't find On the Run, but I did look for it, Time, and Obscured by Clouds, as well as King Crimson's Larks, Tongues in Aspect Part 2, and other music cues were taken from old horror films and B-movies, including I Was a Teenage Werewolf, again I couldn't find that, and How to Make a Monster.
How to Make a Monster.
So I thought what I would do, go through it with you guys and give you the timestamps where they are. So if you're a Pink Floyd fan and you are a Bruce Lee fan, I am both. I've got all the Pink Floyd records on vinyl and CD. Been a big Pink Floyd fan for years. And I am a bit of a Bruce Lee fan. But you already know that. So let's have a little dive in and I'll show you where they are. The first Pink Floyd song is at 13 minutes 41 seconds. And it's Obscured by Clouds from the album from 1972, Obscured by Clouds. And it's where Bruce Lee, Chen Chao-an, and Xu Shay, James Chen, are being followed by the casino thugs. Basically, as they leave, Xu gives some money to the guy that was gambling and lost all his dough. As they walk off, Bruce and James Chen, the gate opens and some thugs come out, and straight away you can hear Obscured by Clouds.
呢度做嘢就辛苦啲，但係就有固定入息嘅。如果揾到錢咧，就千祈唔好亂揈啊！好地做得佢5、6年啦，等到有啲積蓄啦，咁啊翻去唐山做啲小生意啦。喂，行住！朝安，你避一避先。
Again, they use the same song at 27 minutes and 11 seconds, and it's where the boss and Tony Lau are training with some henchmen, and you can clearly hear, again, Obscured by Clouds. Next up is at 29 minutes and 42 seconds, and this is from Time, from the album, the classic Pink Floyd album Dark Side of the Moon from 1973. And it's where Xu Shay, James Chen, and Arpei, Billy Chan, go to see the boss, trying to find out what happened to Chan and Wong. But it's as they come through the gates, you can clearly hear Pink Floyd's Time played. The next one is a bit of a weird one. They've mixed two Pink Floyd songs together and it's at 32 minutes and 33 seconds and they're playing Time Again, a little bit of Time, but it's mixed with Ummagumma's Graham Visa's Garden Party, which was released in 1969. Ummagumma, weird Pink Floyd album by the way, but yeah, they're mixed together and it's as Billy Chan and James Chen are leaving the boss's mansion and they're surrounded by the thugs just before they get murdered. Very weird mix that is. Strange listening to them both at the same time. Bizarre. Right, at 47 minutes and 50 seconds, we're going to hear Time Again from Dark Side of the Moon, 1973. And that is when Bruce has just had the first battle at the ice factory, you know, where he broke his jade pendant. And just as he picks it up, the manager calls him over. Again, you'd hear Time as Bruce walks up and starts talking to the manager.
佢哋幾個一齊嚟我度。
Finally, at 1 hour, 6 minutes and 57 seconds, Time Again is played when Bruce is invited up to go and see the boss's house to find out what's happened to all of his cousins. And just as he goes through the gates, walking right up to the big boss's house, Pink Floyd's Time. I don't know how they got away with it. It's bizarre. Now, the King Crimson track, which I'm not going to go into here, is where Chen's running around the town looking for him. But they play Lark's Tongue in Aspect Part 2 during that scene as he's running around. And the really weird bit is halfway through the opening intro, they're playing the Joseph Koo music, and then it just cuts and goes into How I Made a Monster soundtrack. It is really bizarre. And when I said this is all a minefield, I really mean it. It's gone in a lot deeper than I thought. But if you want to find out, if you want me to go into this a little bit deeper, certainly in the other two films, there's some in The Big Boss, some in Fist of Fury, but Way of the Dragon, wow. So if you want to know where Attilio Manio, Ennio Morricone, Francis Lau, Frank DeVol, Gene Melly, Herbie Mann, John Barry, and I'm not talking about Game of Death, Johnny Keating, Mundell Lowe, Nachum Hyman, Quincy Jones, Roy Budd, Sid Ramin and Tony Bruno are regarding Bruce Lee soundtracks. Let me know if you're interested in finding all this out. I intend to make up for myself, it'll be only on MP3 obviously, the ultimate soundtracks. I do like the original three, I don't own them on vinyl anymore, Big Boss, Fist of Fury and Way of the Dragon, but I'm trying to actually find and get to the root scores, the music's played in the movies. So let me know in the comments down below if you want me to delve deeper into this. Like I said, I'm going to do it for myself, and if they're on YouTube, these songs, I will eventually make a playlist so you can have a little listen to yourself and maybe go out and source these things if you're that into it. But it does make a nice bit of background music when you're playing these things all together. Anyway, right, I know how Golden Harvest got away with it is beyond me. Just using unlicensed Pink Floyd music, not asking anyone, just using it. Hilarious for the Cantonese. Anyway, so there's the timestamps, guys. You know where they are now, so if you're a Pink Floyd fan or you're just curious about Pink Floyd music in Bruce Lee movies. Right, that has done my head in for today. Brilliant. This is unreal. Honestly, them first 3 albums, obviously the Game of Death we know is John Barry, and Enter the Dragon is Lalo Schifrin. Very, very simple. Very simple. But Way of the Dragon is a minefield. Fist of Fury is pretty busy, and so is the Big Boss. I'll cover these in future videos, guys, but for now, I'm going to try and put all this together, and hopefully it'll be out for the weekend. Right. With that, if you like this sort of video, maybe give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Rambles. It doesn't cost you nothing, and it does really help me out. I'm going to love you and leave you. Have yourself a fantastic day. Much love, and I'll be back with another ramble real soon. Take care, people.